Good morning, my name is Katinka. I'm the seamstress at the cottage and I'm coming to you from South Africa. This is Friday Sews. It's a hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. If you go and click on that hashtag, it's like having this little peek into everybody's sewing rooms on a Friday to see what you've been up to. And I just love it. Last Friday I was a bit sick and I got sicker. So it's been a bit of a dud week, but I did get some stuff done. First thing is this dress. It's also for an order. I just need to do the hem, but a friend of mine will be a body double and she will come and put it on so I can actually hem it on her and then I can send it to my client. For this dress, I use this pattern. It's Simplicity 9901 and it's called Jiffy and it really is a quick one. That's the back. It's basically like a half circle dress. I didn't make it as wide as this one. I did take a bit of the volume away, but it's still beautiful. It's so you do that, then you give it facings under the arms, and then you give them that color, and it's done. So it's just the hem and the closure in the back. But this pattern is really a lovely pattern. I have also been working on my coat, finally. So all the seams are together except the shoulder seams and the side seams of the coat part. The lining is together. And I realized when I started sewing, I didn't cut the lining for the hood. This pattern doesn't come with a hood. It's this Vogue DKNY Vogue 281 pattern. So what I like about this coat, I decided to give it a lining, but actually if you make it without the lining, all the seams get flat felt. So it actually is really quick to make this coat, but of course I had to complicate it, give it a hood. It doesn't have a hood, it's just the plain collar in the back, and I gave it a hood and I gave it a lining. So it's taking me much longer now to finish it, but I'm looking forward to getting it into my wardrobe. I just love that style. I almost wish I had this color material or fabric to make one like that, but it's okay. I'm sure I'm going to love wearing this as well. And then my favorite dress, I will pop a picture up. I unpicked it and because I needed to just strengthen some of the parts that's falling apart, and this was fabric that my friend gave me. And then when I looked at the dress, I thought, you know what, I need another one. So I scratched in my fabric stash and I have this beautiful, let me just read what it is. It is called Farmstead, the Homestead Collection, exclusively screen print, 100% cotton, exclusively by Waverly. So a friend of mine gave me this fabric. It's more a upholstery cotton or a curtain cotton, but I like making clothes out of curtains, so it's going to be a perfect dress in this. Very excited about that. The next thing, a client came to see me this week. She wants me to make a cushion out of this. So I did not embroider this, but don't you just think it's the cutest little cross stitch thing ever? So I just need to turn this into a cushion in this coming week, and I'm excited about that. I have also finished another blind for the restaurant that I've been talking about forever and a day. This has been such a job. It's been dragging because I have to undo all the backs, then reflatten them and make them shorter, and it's quite a mission. But I've got another one done. Very happy about that. And then lastly, my jersey. So what was a good thing with me being sick this week, still sick this week, is I knitted a lot. And I actually finished it. And I do think it is awesome. Let me just put it on so you can see. It is such a lovely yarn. I want to wear it with my dresses like this. And I want it to be kind of loose, so I still need to go look in my button stash for buttons. And I always like the sleeves to be longer and to have the fold over, and then just have buttons in the front like that. And I like the length. Sorry, there's a mirror there, that's why I'm looking there. I think it is perfect. Owl gold. This was owl gold yarn. You get it in South Africa. I don't know if you get it anywhere else. I still have to sew away all the strings. I've decided I do not like sewing up jerseys or cardigans. It takes forever, but I did want the finished project, so I just buckled down and I sewed it all up. So that's been all the things I've been working on this week. Life update on Friday, that's why I didn't post on Friday. My friend needed to go to the optometrist. The poor thing is as blind as a bat at the moment because her glasses is just not playing along. So I took her into town to go to the optometrist, and we went to a little second-hand store, which was so expensive. One thing I was looking at, there was a spinning wheel, one of those smaller ones. I think it's called it's not Ashford. I think it's an English or an Irish spinning wheel. But it was literally in pieces. I mean, you really have to put a lot of work in to get that spinning wheel to work again. And she was asking like 1,000 rand less than it would be if I buy that new. But in the end, I walked out of there and I thought, this was a waste of time because I was actually looking for certain things and it was just completely outpriced. Yeah, so we finished that, and by the time I got home, I was so tired because it was the first time I was feeling kind of okay after being sick the whole week. And I came home and I literally crashed and burned. I slept for 2 hours, and when I got up from there, I felt much better. And then I started cleaning the house, and I decided that's too much of a mission. So I went to visit a friend, and we had tea. We sat in her sitting room. They've got this beautiful view out over the ocean, and we watched the waves. It was quite stormy yesterday. I see it's getting stormy again. Yeah, the wind just turned, so it means that we're going to have another storm. And it was so special to sit there. We sipped on our chai tea, chatted about stuff, and just prayed. And it was really so special. Oh yes, and I sat there and I finished the ribbing for my cardigan. And then when I got home last night, I just went to bed. So I thought I'll get up early this morning and I'll quickly do this video because I do want to catch up with you. And if I don't, then I can't show my makes. I mean, I have to show what I've made this week. Just getting back to this hashtag. I found in the past I would start things and then I would lose interest and then I would just leave it because who cares? But like with this coat. So the one thing I've been trying was to actually, I'm filming it as I'm going because I wanted to put a video together. But that's something I've realized. There's like 3 things that's lying around which I haven't even touched because I have this idea of making videos about it. And I've just realized that it's holding me back to finish things. So yes, there is a place of making and showing how you've done it. And that's really my purpose of this channel, is to show you how I do stuff. And maybe maybe it's something new and maybe you learn from me. But because I learn so much from other people when I see how they do stuff. But I've also realized that there needs to be a balance. So I'm actually thinking that I'm not going to show all the stuff. I'll show it when it's done, but I'm not going to show all the processes anymore because it's really stopping me from finishing stuff. And that gets to a point where it's quite frustrating. In psychology, there's this whole thing of a sense of accomplishment. So in the olden days, when you went and you were harvesting corn, you would start in the mornings and then by the evening you could see your heaps of corn that you've harvested. So even though it was hard work, there was still a sense of accomplishment. But in today's day and age, so often, it's all online. We don't really write. So a lot of the things we do, there's nothing that we can show for it. And our sewing is one of the places where we get that sense of accomplishments. That's really important for you to feel like you're moving forward or you're reaching your goals. Because goals like digital goals and that type of thing, it's nice, but it doesn't give that same release in your brain. So I've realized that I have been missing that sense of accomplishment because I'm not finishing stuff because I'm like, oh, well, I'll have to wait until I get time to actually sit and type it. Because as you know, it takes quite a long time to type a process of making or sewing or putting things together. And so I will finish typing this, but I've decided some of the other things that I've been talking about, I'm just going to make it and I'll show you at the end and I'll talk through the process then. But I'm not going to go through the whole process of typing everything anymore. Another thing that I've also been it's been niggling. So I've also realized that I've started making stuff just to show it here. And when I started, I went back and I listened to my first video. When I started, I said clearly that this is not going to be about making hundreds and thousands of things and having new clothes in my wardrobe all the time. So in my position as being a seamstress, I literally do make hundreds of thousands, no, maybe not that much. much, but I can easily make like 10 items a week or fix 10 items a week. So I'll show you the things that I work on for clients, and for myself I need to be more picky, because a few of the things that I've made lately I've actually given away because they maybe not fitted me properly, or I really didn't like it, or it's just one of those things, you know. So previously what I would do, okay, I hear you, come here. Previously what I would do is I would literally sit and I would make sure the thing fit me properly, and I can actually, I would unpick it a few times before I would finish it. Now, because there's Friday sews and I want to show what I made, I would rush through it, and I don't enjoy that process. Doing things for clients is a different story because I can fit on them and it goes quicker. But for myself, it does take longer. My dressmaker's form, her name is Dola. She's an antique, beautiful. I'm going to give her wheels in the next while. And then I'm going to maybe pad her out a little bit so she's more my size. But she isn't my size, so I can't really use her to fit on. So I literally have to do it on myself. And so it's quite a process. But I don't want to just make clothes for the sake of making clothes for myself. Everything I make, it needs to add to my wardrobe. And I have gone and looked at my wardrobe, and there's a few gaps. I do need jeans. I only have one pair, but we are going into summer and I don't wear a lot of jeans. But that means that I can take time to actually perfect the pattern, to make the pattern that I want to use, you know, do a few mock-ups until I'm happy with the pattern, and then make the jeans that I want. So that is my aim for the next 3 months. I'm going to find the perfect jeans, or make the perfect jeans pattern. Another thing that I've realized I need in my wardrobe is I need panties. I do need knickers. So the nice thing about knickers is if you've got any cotton lycra, viscose lycra, or anything like that, they make really nice knickers. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I will show you how to do that. I will still sit and do the video for the blinds, and then as I do stuff that I think you might find interesting, I'll do that. I will also do the smocking video to show you how to do that. So all these things that I've said I'll show you, I will still get to that, but I'm just not going to show the whole process of everything that I make for myself anymore. But thank you for listening to my babbling this morning. I'm done now and I need to get going because I've got 3 pairs of pants. One I need to just make shorter and make it bigger for the client, and then 2 pairs of long pants. I want to chat about this. So disability sewing. I've seen somebody talk about it, but I've realized my one friend's an occupational therapist, and a lot of people who have disabilities, there's some things they can't do. So with this client, we've realized that if we put zips on the inside of the leg, he will actually be able to put the pants on easier. And also sometimes, quite often, he's in a wheelchair and stuff. So another thing that people don't think about, when you sit, your pants pull down. So all the pants that you buy in the shop, for him, they are so irritating because half the time his pants are pulling down. So when you have somebody who's in a wheelchair, and this is what my friend also explained to me, you have to cut the back higher. And it was so interesting to go through this whole process of researching of how can we make him pants that's going to work for his life situation. And that is something that I'm really just thinking about in general, like my life situation. So for example, this coat didn't have a hoodie, but with not having hair, my head gets cold summer, winter, whenever the wind's blowing. So I need a hoodie. Because I don't always want to wear a hat, because if it's hot, it's really hot. But if I have a hoodie, I can just put it over when the wind's blowing and take it off when it's not. So that type of things is things that I've just started thinking about. Like my one friend, he's got serious arthritis, and he said, I hate a button shirt because I can't do the buttons. So what we started doing for him is we do press stats. So it's got a button on the outside, but he can like just press it down, and then he can wear his clothes, and he feels happy, and his wife doesn't need to do up his buttons. And so it's those little things that I'm just so aware of at the moment. Like, how do we sew the clothes to fit into our lifestyle, our situations? Another thing for me, like I used to love dresses that go down to the floor. Maxi dresses was my go-to. But now, with where I'm working, and also if I'm sewing, my dresses would keep on getting caught under the wheels of the wheelie chairs. So I can't do that. I now have to do like calf length or just past the ankle or above the ankle dresses. Otherwise they get caught. And I can't do voluminous dresses unless I'm going somewhere and I want to do it for fun because of that same reason. And so, yeah, it's just something I want to leave you with. What's the things in your life that you actually had to change how you make your clothes or change what you wear because of your lifestyle? Is there any things that you have had to do or because of how you are built or any of those things? I find it so interesting and I would love to hear your take on that. So that's me for today. Thank you for listening and spending time with me. I always appreciate everyone that comes and pop in and leave messages and comments. Another thing, if you find this interesting, will you please share it with somebody that you think would like this? And I'm going to say goodbye, have a wonderful week, and happy sewing.